In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. Rejecting the Hadith is easy. God gives us the tools to do so from the Quran already. Chapter 45, verse 6. I seek refuge in God from Satan the rejected. Which Hadith, other than God and his revelations, do they uphold? Chapter 12, verse 111. The Quran is not a fabricated Hadith. It details everything. Chapter 31, verse 6. Some people uphold vain Hadith in order to mislead people away from the path of God. Well, what about the Sunnah of the Prophet? Well, the Quran addresses this question as well. Chapter 17, verse 77. The only Sunnah to be followed is God's Sunnah. Well, what do we do then with all these books of Hadith and centuries of scholarship that have evolved and developed from these texts? Well, we do nothing. Also because God warns us that every prophet had enemies amongst the jinns and the humans who inspired each other in fancy words in order to deceive. Well, what about all these verses that say obey God and obey the messenger? That means that you must be obeying the Hadith. No. The Quran tells you to obey the messenger. It doesn't tell you to obey narrations attributed to him 300 years after his death. So yes, if we were alive at the time of Prophet Muhammad, we would obey Muhammad the messenger. But you cannot come here and tell me 300 years after his death, oh, Prophet Muhammad said this, without even being able to authenticate this, to verify that these are the actual words of the Prophet. Prophet Muhammad was forbidden from uttering any religious teachings beside the Quran. And this is evident in a few passages of the Quran. I seek refuge in God from Satan the rejected. Muhammad forbidden from issuing any religious teachings. Had he uttered any other teachings, we would have punished him. We would have stopped the revelations to him. None of you could have helped him. God strengthens the messenger. They almost diverted you from the revelations we have given you. They wanted you to fabricate something else in order to consider you a friend. If it were not that we strengthened you, you almost leaned towards them just a little bit. So the Quran is telling us that someone already during the revelation tried to get Muhammad to fabricate something in the name of God. Focus on this. During the revelation of the Quran, someone tried to get Muhammad to fabricate something in the name of God. It didn't go well at all. They were exposed immediately. No man, I'm not buying what you have to sell me. I'm not buying your Hadith books. I'm not buying your fabrications. So the Quran tells us that if we follow any other books or narrations beside the Quran, this is not good. 2. The Quran tells us that in the history of humanity, prophets always had enemies who tried to inspire each other in fancy words, trying to deceive others and to mislead others from the way of God. And 3, the Quran tells us that Muhammad had no other duty apart from delivering the message. And above all, he had no power to add any laws, any other rulings or directions in the religion.